Hey boys, welcome to my first ever video on Call of Duty Black Ops 4, the Blackout game mode. So yeah, this is going to be like my first impressions type deal, talking about the game, or the game mode I should say, and what I like, what I don't like. But first off, I want to give a huge shout out to the odd one out who hooked me up with a beta code. I was very keen for this this game mode. Honestly, I thought it would work pretty well in Call of Duty, and I've been itching for a proper battle royale. It's not Fortnite for console for ages now, so I was very excited. I was very tempted to pre-order the game, even though, you know, it's way more expensive doing it like that, but I was very tempted to, just to get into the beta. But the odd one out hooked me up with a beta code, so huge thanks to him. So yeah, I got it, downloaded it yesterday, or when this video goes up I probably downloaded it like 2 days ago, and I've had a little bit of a chance to play. I haven't had too much time, but the beta goes for like a week, I think, so I think it's like Monday next week it finishes, so still a good chance to sit down and play. But honestly, my very first impressions, long story short, I will say I really like the game mode itself. I think honestly it exceeded my expectations in terms of how well it just ran. I'll get into like the more finer points in a second, but yeah, it just felt fluid, it felt good. And this is coming from one console, like PS4. You know, I'm playing on the base PS4 with, obviously, they increase the players to 88, so a lot of players. Usually you can expect a bit of lag in Call of Duty, and then also secondarily, living in Australia, obviously, usually the connections in Australia are pretty bad. Call of Duty is one of the better games because there's just so many more players, and generally they pick a decent player to host. I don't think it's dedicated. I guess it has to be, right? It has to be like dedicated servers for it. But yeah, honestly, like, I was expecting it to be laggy. I've only ever, actually no, it disconnected twice. And actually one of the times I was actually going decently. Before I get more into the video, just a side note, the gameplay in the background, I don't know what it'll be. It's probably just going to be some random clips, because it's not going to be anything too flashy. Like I said, I haven't played that much, but it'll probably just be some spicy starts, because that's pretty much what I've tried to do. The time I played, just drop pretty spicy and get the feel for the game, and try to, you know, use the weapons. That's the one thing. There's so many like different weapons, obviously, and I have no idea what's what because I didn't play like the multiplayer beta, so I'm so confused with what the weapons are. But I'm learning which ones to pick up. But yeah, the game just runs well. I know the biggest complaint I see from like a few people is like the graphics. They reckon are terrible. Personally, I mean, it's not the best looking game of all time, but I don't think it's that bad. I think people are overreacting slightly to the graphics. I honestly, like, obviously on YouTube film it's gonna look a little bit worse as well, but even in YouTube videos I think it looks decent. And playing the game firsthand, I think I don't know, I think it looks okay. So most people's like biz complaints is like the graphics. Personally, I think it actually looks okay. I think it looks fine, but so I'll get that out of the way. So yeah, it runs well. No, you know, there's probably been a few times where it's been a bit laggy, but honestly there hasn't been much lag, and it is the beta. There's not as many people online, so yeah, we'll see what happens on full release, but honestly it's looking pretty promising. So let's get into I'll get into like the negatives first, and the biggest one is the armor. And I think I haven't looked at like everyone's reviews, but the consensus from what I've seen is that nobody likes the armor system. It's actually ridiculous. I don't know if they tweaked it. I know apparently they were gonna like update it every morning, so they might have already tweaked the armor. I'm not too sure, but from the first time I played it, tier 2 and tier well, all the tiers are ridiculous because basically, if you get into a one-on-one gunfight, if both players are shooting, the person with the better armor is going to win 100% of the time. Like, unless you're shooting against someone who is just terrible and misses every shot, the armor is just so ridiculous, and it's just I don't quite understand why they made it so powerful. Like tier 3, I think the numbers were like it deflects 65% damage, which is absurd. Like, that is ridiculous. And then you also can't get headshots with tier 3, and then tier 2 is like I think 50%, and then I don't know what tier 1 is, but it's so incrementally more powerful that if you run it, it's happened a couple of times. I didn't like record the clips, but I get the jump on someone and I can see straight away that he's got tier 3 because he's like kitted out in like the Juggernaut suit, but get the jump on him, start unloading, and then just turns around and just destroys me. Now obviously it's probably I miss a few shots, but they sponge so many bullets, and it just feels like an unfair drop to get, because it's all luck. Like, the armor 100% is luck, and obviously you could say, oh well, you know, you can get better guns, this and that, but the guns aren't like super OP. Like, I haven't run into like anyone that's had like a gun that's been like way better than any other gun that I've seen. The armor is the thing that really frustrates me. That's the only real gameplay aspect that frustrates me about it. So yeah, I personally, my suggestion is honestly just to get rid of the armor. Like, I don't really know why it's there to begin with, because there's so much loot in the game, and I'll get to that in a second as well. I think there's just way too much shit on the ground. It's ridiculous, but there's already so much loot that I don't know why you even need to have like these tiers of armor. Like, honestly, they could just get rid of the armor and just put that default health up to like 200, so the time to kill is a little bit higher, but then everyone is on an even playing field, which I think is very good. Just increase the health to 200, so that way, even if someone gets the jump on you, if you're good enough, you can potentially turn on them, but at the same time, if you get into a one-on-one gunfight, it's even either way. So personally, I think just get rid of the armor. Like, I personally don't think it needs to be there, but I don't think they're probably not going to get rid of the armor, even though I'd like them to. But if they don't, then they really just need to just tone down the effectiveness. Like, it's just too crazy. Honestly, the armor is just too crazy. So that's the biggest issue. My other sort of complaint is the looting. And again, my complaints are pretty much what I've heard as well, and it's good because like the main things people are talking about seem like pretty easy fixes, and it's also like they're not too game changing, or not game changing, but they're not too bad in terms of like they'll have to change the whole game. It's like just tweak a few things. And the looting, my main thing is the ammo. Like, I don't know why they just didn't do it like Fortnite, where if you pick, like, picking up every single thing is just such a pain in the ass. And the fact that you have to hold the button down. Now, recently they made it a lot quicker, so you only have to hold it down for a second. But even that second, I have run into this a couple times where the game may be a little laggy, and then if you try to hold it down, like, it just doesn't work. You try to go back over it and do it again. It just causes so much annoyance. But I don't know why they just didn't do it like Fortnite, because Fortnite originally, you had to pick up ammo as well, but they changed it, right? They changed it because the community was like, just let us run over the ammo and pick it up instantaneously. But for some reason, Treyarch have decided not to go with what people liked in Fortnite. I don't know why they just don't do it like that. Just have it so you auto pick up ammo. Honestly, they should just make you auto pick up ammo and the health in the game, because there's so much loot. Like I touched on before, there's so much shit on the ground. Like, you spend too much time looting because you have to. I mean, you have to get all the ammo, you have to get your guns, and then you're just like sorting through because there's like attachments, there's perks, all this stuff. So again, like just make it so ammo just auto picks up, because there's never going to be a time, like there's never a tactical time where you're not going to pick up ammo. Like I pick up ammo for every single Ranger gun. It doesn't matter if I have the gun or not, I'm going to pick it up just in case. Like I actually saw that Big Ant apparently responded and said they didn't like the auto pickup because then everybody has max ammo, which is, it's such a stupid response. Like it's so dumb. Like what? I don't think anyone's going to be happy if they run out of ammo during a gunfight. Like I just can't understand it. Like the game should not be like, oh, I got to really think about my ammo pickups here. You're just going to pick up every ammo you see. Yeah, I just couldn't believe that they said that. Honestly, I really hope they backpedal on that and just make it auto pick up. So yeah, it's the looting and the armor. That's the only, honestly, they're the only two issues I have with the game. A little bit, I guess my only other sort of slight thing is during, and it's sort of the same with every battle royale, so there's not really much they can do. I know people are complaining about the player number only being 88, and the complaint is that, oh, well, at the start you get some people, but then the next like 10-20 minutes you're just running with nothing to do. But that's battle royale. Like it feels like people that are complaining about that have never actually played PUBG or Fortnite. Like that's literally what those games are as well. Like obviously at the start, depending where you drop, there's going to be either a lot of people or a few people. Then when you clear that out and you start running across the map, you're not going to see that many people. Even if they increase it to like 100, half the people get killed instantly anyway. So I don't know, people that are complaining about that, it feels like they don't understand what battle royale is. But it is a little slow. Maybe, you know, increasing the player count on release will help that a little bit, because the map isn't huge. Like it seems pretty big and it is a good size, but it's not too massive. So if it's like 100 people, I think that's a pretty good size for it, if it still runs well. Like if it's gonna hinder performance, then stick with 88 or 90, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, honestly, that's my only thing. Another little thing that I've noticed is the lobby is like, it's only a little minor thing, but Fortnite again, like I'll go back to Fortnite. I actually don't really like Fortnite, but Fortnite is a good game and they do a lot of things right. I just personally don't like the building. That's the main thing, and I don't like sort of the cartoony graphics and that sort of, you know, that sort of like shooting the guns just don't feel as satisfying. But Fortnite does a lot of really good things. They do good things very well. And the lobby system in Fortnite is so good because literally you queue up, you get into a game, and it starts like in seconds, right? It's so quick. In Blackout, it's not too bad, but a lot of times, like, you'll see like there's 87 players and it waits to get 88. Like, I'm just like, just start the game at 87. Like, it's not gonna matter, just start the game. But it waits to 88. And then the other little thing is the countdown when you get to 80 can't speak apparently, but when you get to 88 players, the countdown is like 30 seconds, I think, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's when you're waiting there, after waiting like a couple of minutes sometimes, when you're waiting that 30 seconds, it's like, can we just start? Like, why is this taking 30 seconds? It's like, just shorten it to like 10 seconds. Again, you know, there might be more reasons to why they can't shorten it, but, you know, just look at Fortnite. It starts like instantly, and it's sort of that rewarding thing because when you die in a battle royale, like that's it, game over. So you want that downtime to be as minimal as possible to keep people playing it, because if it, you know, PUBG is pretty bad with that. I'm sure a lot of people get very frustrated when they die because then they have to queue and the queue takes a fair while. So if they can shorten that, you know, it just alleviates sort of the annoyance of dying in a battle royale. But other than those three, I mean, that one's a little gripe, but then the armor system and the looting definitely need tweaking. Other than that, like, the game is very, very fun. Yeah, I've just had a lot of fun with it. Mainly played solos. I did accidentally went into one, like, random squad game, and that was actually pretty fun. A couple of guys were actually talking and stuff, but other than that, I mainly played solos, and the map's really good. The guns feel good. Yeah, and also, I guess, the zombies and the that sort of aspect is pretty cool as well. I haven't really gone to the zombie areas too. I went there once, and I actually got the ray gun and destroyed someone, which was fun, but I haven't really, played around with that sort of aspect. But there's a lot of cool things. I'm keen to see what they do on release with, like, updates. Are they going to add, like, there's already a lot of guns in there, but are they going to add, like, more zombie stuff? Are they going to add more areas to go to? Because I think at the moment the map is good, but it feels like there's only a few spots to actually land. Like, there's a lot of, like, empty spots that I think they could add stuff to, but again, we'll see what happens on release. I'll be keen to see what they do with, like, monetizing of it. Like, I'm actually sort of hoping they do have crates, not because I don't want to spend money, but I hope you can sort of earn in-game credits to open crates to, like, get skins and stuff. I wonder if it'll be, like, similar, or if it'll be in conjunction with multiplayer. In Black Ops 3, you open the crates to get the weapons and the skin camos, and I wonder if that'll go over the Blackout mode, or if it'll be separate. But I would like, I think it is important to have sort of something to work towards. That's why Fortnite, again, bringing it back to Fortnite, it does it so well in the fact it has the seasons. It gives you something to work towards. Like, you level up, you unlock stuff. It just gives you a reason to keep coming back and playing it. Obviously, the game needs to be fun to start with, but it is important to have something to work towards, and having unlocks and stuff along the way with seasons is a really good idea. I don't know if a Blackout will have that, but just sort of unlocks and stuff would be nice. I don't know. I feel like it probably won't have, like, skins and stuff, because it just doesn't really suit the game of Call of Duty. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But other than that, that's my first impressions. Mainly positive. I did talk mainly about the negatives, but the game just runs well and it's fun. They're the positives. The negatives are just, they're major in the sense that I think they affect it a lot with the armor and the looting, but they're minor in terms of, I think they can be fixed easily, which is a good thing. So yeah, other than that, I'm interested to see you guys, what you guys think, but also if you guys would be interested in seeing more Blackout gameplay on the channel. Obviously, my channel is mainly sports games. Well, 99% of it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm having fun. So if you guys are keen to see some more, let me know. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.